you've got been named in a will, however. My expensive child, in case you accept as true within angels, begin this video and watch it absolutely. Angel is speaking, and this time, it is louder than thunder. This time, it is personal. This time, he isn't always watching for your pastor to tell you, for your dreams to affirm it, or on your emotions to seize up. This time, God is attaining at once into your soul and laying bare a reality that has been saved from you for too lengthy. A reality you sensed. A fact your spirit knew. A fact your enemies was hoping would in no way be exposed. And that fact is this: you've got been named in a will. Your call is inside the report. Your blessing was written down. Heaven saw it. The ink dried. The prison authority from the courts of both man and spirit showed it. The inheritance is actual. The blessing is sealed. But a person is preventing it. A person is tough. You're right to get hold of it. Someone who is aware of precisely what this inheritance manner in your destiny. Someone who could rather see the blessing rot inside the court docket than see you upward thrust. This is not just a criminal rely. That is spiritual war disguised as paperwork. That is generational jealousy disguised as prison obstruction. You believe you studied its approximately files. You think it's about techniques. You think it is pretty much money or assets. However, God says number. It is larger. It is approximately legacy. It is about justice. It is about prophecy. Due to the fact what is written in as a way to isn't simply fabric. It is divine. That inheritance consists of non-secular weight. It includes a mantle. A calling. And that is why the enemy is shaking. It truly is why they are trying to block it in courtroom. They do not fear what you'll get hold of. They fear who you will become once you acquire it. Don't be deceived with the aid of the calm surface. The storm is real. There is someone, in all likelihood even a person you once trusted, who is combating in the back of closed doorways to erase your call from what heaven has constantly been. What heaven has already showed. They smile in public. They play impartial. But behind the curtain they may be making calls, signing petitions, and even speaking to the ones in positions of earthly authority, looking to rewrite what became already signed in heaven. However, their fight is futile. Their efforts are useless. Because when God writes your call right into a blessing, no court docket on the earth can cast off it. You have been dreaming approximately a breakthrough. You've been feeling something huge at the horizon. You have had visions of elevation, unexpected boom, unexpected abundance. However, what you did not understand become that the seed of that blessing had already been planted long in the past, by using someone who knew your worth. Someone, likely now handed on, who saw your purity, your heart, your struggle, and made the decision to consist of you in something bigger than you even asked for. They named you of their final needs. They commemorated your call. They wrote you into history. However, the enemy noticed it too. And they panicked. This isn't always the primary time they tried to damn your blessing. They whispered about you earlier than. They attempted to postpone things in subtle ways. They acted careworn while you introduced it up. However now, it is not just whispers. It is no longer just passive aggression. It is battle. They're standing before judges, filing papers, painting you as unworthy, as disconnected, as undeserving. However, what they do not comprehend is that the judge who really matters isn't on this planet. He sits on a throne of righteousness and sees each lie, each bribe, every deceitful goal. The gavel is already in his hand. And although it seems like the case continues to be pending, even though it looks like you are in limbo, the outcome has already been decided. The inheritance is yours. The blessing is sealed. The name is yours. The name is yours. The land, the cash, the enterprise, the choose, anything become written down is spiritually yours. And heaven is now sending divine reinforcements to make sure it manifests to your hands. Angels are surrounding the courthouse. Archangel Michael is already stepping into function, sword drawn, no longer in vengeance, however in defense of justice. And no demon, no jealous relative, no corrupt legal figure can block what is ready to be released. You don't need to combat this in the flesh. You do not need to panic or beg. All you need to do is stand in non-secular authority. Pray like you've in no way prayed. Communicate like it's already yours. Declare the truth of God louder than the lies of man. Because this war is not about who they assume you're, it's about who God says you are. And in his e-book, you're chosen. You are worth. You're subsequent in line. There could be moments in the coming days when you'll experience discouraged. You will get hold of information that looks as if put off. You may even listen rumors that someone else is being taken into consideration rather than you. But don't be moved. This is the enemy's remaining tactic, confusion and distraction. They want you to stroll away. They need you to mention, maybe it wasn't for me. But God says number. This isn't always the time to retreat. This is not the time to doubt. This is the time to decree. Say it aloud right now. I acquire what's mine. No lie can block it. No guy can eliminate me from it. What God wrote along with his hand, no courtroom can erase. There may be greater to this kind than you recognize. More names. Greater property. Greater religious inheritance than anyone imagined. It really is why the resistance has been so fierce. It's not pretty much one blessing. It is approximately the chain response, so one can start whilst you get hold of it. Your entire bloodline will experience the ripple. The curse will wreck. The poverty will elevate. The doors will swing open. And those who mocked you will be speechless. That is why you have been born. This second. This inheritance. This exposure. The combat around this will isn't to postpone. It's a confirmation of simply how effective your step forward is. The enemy does not assault empty vaults. He only attempts to block treasure. And your treasure. You have been hidden for a time, but now you are being found out. Multiplied. Named. And no person can disguise your call again. God is about to do something abnormal. Watch how people around you begin to act. Watch how a person who as soon as prevented you abruptly tries to reconnect. Watch how the only who tried to erase you starts evolved to panic when they realize they can't stop the judgment from coming. Watch how their lies begin to disintegrate. Watch how the paperwork begins to choose you, even without explanation. God says, I can make even the corrupt ones stumble while they try to block what is yours. A dream is coming. A vision. A voice. A person from the opposite facet, perhaps the only who named you within the will, is ready to send a divine message. You can hear it on your sleep. You can see their face all of a sudden. You may experience their presence in a room in which no person else is. That is not worry. This is affirmation. They are journeying in spirit to inform you, it's far carried out. They chose you for a purpose. Not due to your perfection, but because of your purity. Not due to your titles, but due to your fact. They noticed something in you that nobody else did. And their blessing become no longer just economic, it become prophetic. You're their redemption, their legacy, and heaven stands behind that decision. Do now not mourn the postpone. Have fun in the safety. If God had released it too quickly, you wouldn't have recognized who was secretly hoping you'd lose. Now you spot them. Now they are uncovered. And now, you are unfastened to obtain without infection. This blessing will come smooth, untainted, undeniable, unstoppable. In the coming weeks, prepare. Smooth your space. Prepare your papers. Pray over your mailbox. And sudden envelope will arrive. A divine affirmation will appear. A smartphone call you did not expect. An attorney who adjustments function. A loophole that favors you. God isn't handiest making a manner, He is making an announcement. If you'd want to donate or display your appreciation, you could deliver a amazing thank you up to $100. This inheritance will now not handiest bless you, it'll alternate you. You'll be unrecognizable. Your glow will return. Your voice will convey weight. You may walk with a new kind of peace. And your enemies will watch in silence, unable to forestall the overflow. You were named in a will, and a person tried to erase you. However, God says you can't be erased. You can't be denied. You cannot get replaced. What become written in that document is just the start. The real inheritance is divine, and its smiles already unfolding. Let them undertaking it. Let them combat. Let them plot. Due to the fact their fight is already lost. And your blessing is already won. My infant, you've got been named in a will, and though you can no longer have anticipated it, this moment is not an coincidence. Heaven has been looking. God has been guiding each hidden element of your life, even those you did not recognize have been being fashioned in your prefer. What feels unexpected to you isn't unexpected to God. What appears contested now could be already finished within the courts of heaven. And at the same time as earthly structures may also delay justice or try and twist reality, divine order cannot be overturned. You've got nothing to worry. The God who created the stars and knows everyone by call is the same God who wrote your call into this inheritance for a reason. Sure, a person is difficult in courtroom. Yes, it feels unfair. Yes, the state of affairs may seem like it is growing complex. However, before the primary gavel strikes, before the primary argument is made, God has already long gone in advance of you. God has already organized the outcome. You may no longer recognize what to mention, a way to defend yourself, or maybe why this is occurring, but you are not combating on my own. Heaven fights for you. Archangel Michael stands on your left, and legions of angels surround you, not in shadows, but in vast non-secular authority. You will not be shaken. You will not be silenced. You may no longer be brushed aside. What God has placed your call on, no enemy, no man or woman, no prison team, no manipulator can erase. This inheritance, this is not approximately money on my own. It is about divine justice. It is approximately recovery. It smiles approximately the years you concept have been forgotten. Its far approximately promises coming complete circle. You can have wondered why you had been left out earlier than, why blessings appear to fall into others' hands whilst you remained waiting. However, pay attention this now, nothing you have been meant to receive became ever sincerely misplaced. It became best held till the appointed time, and that point is now. This task can also appear to be a storm, however it is the final shaking earlier than your blessing is passed to you incomplete. God says, do now not be fearful of the voices that communicate against you. Do not provide strength to the confusion. Even now, behind the curtain, hearts are being became. Reality is being revealed. Folks that try to twist the narrative may be uncovered. Individuals who operate in deceit may be faced not with the aid of your fingers, however by means of divine truth that can't be resisted. You don't need to combat dirty to win. You do not want to be loud to be heard. Your dignity, your persistence, your religion, those can be your energy. And they'll see that you are surrounded with the aid of a pressure they can't recognize. The only who tried to undertaking this isn't your authentic enemy. They're a vessel pressured with the aid of fear, greed, or manipulation. Pray for them, sure, but do now not allow them to intimidate you. Their attempt to prevent this may simplest cause their own plans to get to the bottom of. The greater they press, the greater God will pour out grace and justice for your existence. You are not alone. The righteous decide is for your side. The court may be filled with critiques, however the very last phrase belongs to heaven. And that word is yours. You ought to believe now more than ever. Not agree within the attorney. no longer agree with inside the choose. Accept as true within God. Accept as true within the voice that whispered to you to live calm while you wanted to panic. Consider within the timing that introduced this inheritance into your existence just when you needed it. Accept as true within inside the holy instinct that informed you there is greater taking place than what you could see. You can sense unsure, however God isn't unsure. Every element has been mapped. Each outcome has been written. And your peace can be preserved regardless of how lengthy this plays out. Archangel Michael says you're below divine watch. That no false testimony, no cheating paperwork, no sneaky tactic will prosper in opposition to you. The whole thing achieved in darkness is being brought to light. Each reason is being tested. And whilst the challenger might also speak loud and speedy, their case will not hold within the light of divine truth. You, but, are being held up by way of a miles extra basis, your faith, your integrity, your staying power, and the safety of God Himself. Relaxation in that. Lean into that. You are not taking place. You're growing. You are not being punished. You're being improved. You are not being attacked. You're being placed. This undertaking isn't to spoil you. It's far the final test earlier than the discharge. And after this passes, and it's going to skip, you will appearance again and say, best God may want to have accomplished this. He is with you now, inside the meetings, inside the paperwork, inside the silence, in the lengthy waiting hours. He is guiding the choices. He is bending the heart of justice in the direction of your prefer. He is not letting something be stolen from you. Even though it seems like time is dragging, understand that each delay is divine alignment. You aren't lacking out. You are being set up. Don't be distracted by way of the noise. Don't let aggravating thoughts scourge your peace. Alternatively, pray. Say, God, I agree with you even within the court. Say, God, I region my inheritance to your hands. Say, I realize this task cannot stop what you have promised me. Your words be counted. Talk lifestyles. Communicate victory. Communicate accept as true with. Heaven listens when you pray. Angels circulate while you name. Do no longer underestimate the electricity of your faith right now. Each moment you pick out to consider, you flow the heavens. On every occasion you are saying, let your could be carried out, Lord, the divine shifts the scales in your choose. Sure, the other facet may additionally have electricity, cash, impact, or lawyers. But you've got God. And whilst God stands for you, who can stand towards you, the psalm says, they'll collect, however no longer via me, whoever gathers towards you shall fall on your sake. This undertaking will no longer prosper. It is able to intimidate. It is able to put off, however it'll now not win. Due to the fact your call was written on this blessing before the challenger ever imagined they could contact it. Your inheritance is not just from man, it's far from heaven. And what God ordains, He protects. You are on foot via a religious fireplace, but you may not be burned. You are crossing through troubled waters, however they'll not drown you. You are being watched with the aid of eyes that desire you will fall, but they will witness you upward thrust. And God can be glorified through your calm, through your poise, through your prayers, and through your religion. People will ask, how did you live so composed? And you will answer, due to the fact I knew who was preventing for me. Even now, even as you examine those words, the Spirit of God is settling in your surroundings. You're being wrapped in peace that passes understanding. You're being reminded that no felony assignment can override a divine undertaking. You are being grounded in the fact that all matters work collectively for your excellent. And sure, even this courtroom conflict, even this sudden fight, even this confusion and uncertainty, it is all below divine orchestration. It is not chaos. It is not punishment. It isn't failure. It is instruction for a more launch. This inheritance isn't just to economic provision. It is a religious signpost. It is a marker of transition. It smiles confirmation that the years of loss, of warfare, of confusion had been now not in vain. It is proof which you are moving into a new season. And with new seasons come challenges, now not to wreck you, however to prove your persistence, your alignment, and your religion. You are passing this check no longer with wood possibly, but with grace. Now not with pressure, however with favor. No longer with aggression, but with holy guarantee. So take a breath. Stand firm. Accept as true with quietly. Pray boldly. God isn't always most effective beside you. He is in the front of you, clearing the course. The enemy concept they may delay your destiny. However no more. This can no longer drag with no end in sight. This could no longer haunt your peace. This can no longer drain your spirit. Rather, it will increase you. It's going to make clear who you're. It will verify what heaven has recognized about you all alongside. You are worth, you are chosen, you are included, and you're triumphant. You do not have to realize all of the info. You do not should fix every part. You simply have to stay in faith. Preserve praying. Keep thanking God earlier. Claim what's mine will now not skip me. Say, no man can take what God has given. Repeat, the fact will shine via. These phrases are not empty, they are keys. Keys that free up heaven's involvement. Keys that shift strength around you. Talk them with conviction. Speak them while you sense fear. Communicate them while you sense peace. Either manner, speak them. You're aligning your truth with heaven's decree. I'm with you inside the court. I am with you inside the silence. I am with you when the papers are filed. I'm with you when the selections are made. I'm with you whilst you sleep, and I'm running whilst you relaxation. You don't have to put on yourself out trying to control the final results. You have already got the final results to your choose. even supposing it takes time. Despite the fact that it receives messy, although feelings upward push, God is still on top of things. And he isn't always a man that he need to lie. What he commenced, he's going to finish. So pray like you've already received. Accept as true with like it's already over. Walk like the papers are already signed. Speak just like the inheritance is already on your arms. Due to the fact spiritually, it already is. The natural is simplest catching up to what has been settled in heaven. There is no court docket extra effective than the divine court. And in that court, your case is closed and ruled to your favor. No weapon shaped towards you may prosper. No voice raised in opposition to you may stand. No lie advised about you may undergo. And the truth, the natural, divine, unmistakable reality, will not best upward push, it's going to rain. It really is the promise. That is your inheritance. That's your peace. God is with you.